Hello everyone. I'd like to welcome you to today's webinar. Dynamics CRM is now Dynamics 365, what's new and what you need to know. We appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to join us today. There are a couple of housekeeping items I'd like to mention before we begin the presentation. All attendees are in listen-only mode. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please either raise your hand so that we can unmute you, or you can submit them through the GoToWebinar question box. We will be answering questions throughout the presentation as well as following up after to answer any additional questions. I'd like to introduce today's speakers. We have Rob Urbanowitz, CRM Practice Director here at Socius, Lisa Steinhardt, CRM Solutions Director, Bill Rockwell, Business Development Consultant for CRM, and Misty Clark, our CRM Associate Consultant. So at this point, Rob, I believe we're ready to transition the presentation over to you.
Thanks, Lindsay. I appreciate it. Hey, welcome everyone, and thank you for attending today. And for those that have joined the call that are clients of ours, thank you so much for being a client of Socius. And happy holidays. As we're jumping into the holidays here, I'm just really excited that we were able to communicate a lot of the things that have happened recently with the announcements about Dynamics 365. Lisa Steinhardt and I were just at an Extreme CRM conference this week focused exclusively on Dynamics 365. So we're happy to share a lot of the information that we've collected and what the changes that have been happening and going forward, what that means to you and your business. In terms of the agenda for today, what I'll first be talking about is the digital transformation and the future of business. It's a Microsoft focus that I'll speak to. And that really lays the groundwork and the context for what Dynamics 365 is and will be in the future. And then we're going to break it down into the areas that are most applicable to what was CRM. And that's sales, customer service, field service, project service. I'll turn it over to Lisa and Bill and allow them to talk about those various areas. And then we'll close with transitioning and what it means from where you are with CRM today and the move to Dynamics 365. In terms of what timing looks like, in terms of what licensing looks like, and what you can do in terms of next steps. So let me begin with the Microsoft vision. And for those of you that have been around the Microsoft world for some time, you probably have realized that Microsoft in the past has been a very product-focused organization, meaning that all of the products that they've created and sold were basically sold separately, and a lot of the times didn't have very good interoperability. When Satya Nadella took over as the CEO of Microsoft, he fundamentally changed the way Microsoft is organized and structured from a product team perspective, and also laid out a vision for where he believes that the company needs to go and really where the world is going. And that's about empowering people to get more done, and it involves really becoming very interoperable with all of the components that Microsoft has. And the great thing about Microsoft is that they literally have more software, more solutions in companies in terms of a footprint in organizations than any other software company. So the fact that he's bringing this all together from an interoperability perspective is very significant. And then from a cloud-first perspective, Microsoft is thinking cloud first because it allows the huge computing power and the ability for Microsoft to consolidate all of the applications and companies and organizations that they support into large data centers with huge computing power that then reduces costs and allows organizations to take advantage of things as they grow, as opposed to making big investments in hardware and infrastructure. And where Microsoft obviously sees it is that they must move faster and continue to transform. And I'll say this, in the time that I've been with Socius, I have never seen so much software getting released from an organization as I have with Microsoft in the last 2 years. It's been phenomenal and it's been fast. And now here we all are working hard to keep up with the changes that have happened, understanding what the technology and functionality means, and then applying it to the businesses of our clients. So what does that mean in terms of the digital transformation? So Microsoft is focusing on creating more personal computing, meaning making everyone more powerful from a personal computing basis. having access to more applications, more data, more information. Secondly, reinventing productivity and business processes. So today we're going to talk about the functionality in CRM and how it enables businesses to become much more productive, users to become more productive, and align better to business processes. And then finally, building the intelligent cloud platform. So the platform that Microsoft has put in place, the combination of Azure as well as the Dynamics platform, gives a great opportunity for organizations to not only extend everything that they are doing, but to leverage the advantage, the cost advantage that Microsoft is creating for all of us. And what does the Microsoft Cloud look like? So Microsoft, the cloud for Microsoft really falls into 5 different areas. You can see that along that kind of light blue line: Office 365, Dynamics 365, Azure, Cortana Intelligence, and then mobility, operations management, and security. So those are the 5 areas that Microsoft has clearly defined as what they call their Microsoft Cloud, and all of these components are available in cloud-based solutions. Today, we'll talk about some of the areas as they relate to Dynamics 365, but what we were going to focus our discussion on today is the business apps. And the business apps are basically the Dynamics platform, Microsoft Dynamics 365. Some of you may be asking the question, what has happened to CRM? And now does that mean I'm going to be changing over to a different platform in the future? The answer is no. Really what's happened is Dynamics CRM has been renamed to Dynamics 365. Going forward in the future, they will be changing the SKUs and the licensing so it aligns with the Dynamics 365 into the future. But really, from an application, a platform perspective, the game is still the same. That hasn't changed. What is in Dynamics 365? So what Microsoft has done is they've done the combination of some ERP with Dynamics CRM. So from a Dynamics CRM perspective, you can see what is now in Dynamics 365 customer engagement. That would be sales, field service, customer service, project service automation, and marketing automation. Now the marketing automation has not been released yet. The marketing automation is going to be built on the Adobe platform, and what previously was called Microsoft Dynamics Marketing is no longer sold. It is now going to be Adobe built on the Azure platform and embedded into Dynamics CRM or Dynamics 365. You'll see 2 things on this slide that are new from a CRM perspective, and that's the operations and the financials. And the operations and financials are based on, depends on which version that you have of which edition of Office 365, but there are other capabilities from an ERP perspective that Microsoft is looking to align much closer with common data models and tools to be able to integrate much more effectively than has been in the past. And this is another look at what that intelligent business cloud looks like. So if you look at this starting at the bottom and moving your way up, everything is built with the cloud in mind and Azure sitting on Azure, and then from an application perspective, having the platform built on top of Azure to support things like PowerApps, which I'll talk about in a moment, Power BI, which is the ability to visually see data, and then embedding flow and workflow capabilities, all with a common data model. So bringing it all together much more effectively with workflow. And then tying together the power of Office 365, which almost every organization is using Microsoft Office, and now moving to the cloud with Office 365, all of those tools that everyone's used to working on a daily basis. When you combine that with Power BI, Cortana Intelligence, and the Azure Internet of Things, it really gives another level of enablement that allows Dynamics 365 and all the functionality in 365 to even be advanced further to specifically fit your business and give you a competitive advantage in the market. And then finally at the top and to the right, there is a Microsoft App Source that is now available where organizations, ISVs, building on the platform can literally now build on the platform, provide a common platform and a common marketplace for you to go and try those solutions and purchase those solutions. So much better way to organize all of the capabilities that were built and have been built on the platform itself. And then there's two editions for Dynamics 365. There's the Business Edition and the Enterprise Edition. Now, the Business Edition is designed for those organizations with 10 to 250 employees, and currently today, what is offered is Financials, which was previously the Project Madeira built on the NAV code base. It's not NAV, if any of you have NAV, but it's built on the NAV code base. And in terms of the Business Edition, sales, service, and marketing will all be included in the Business Edition. The service and marketing are all in the future. Sales has just now been released. But the Business Edition really is only meant for new customers. Those of you who are already on Dynamics CRM today will be moved to the Enterprise Edition. The Enterprise Edition is basically allows all the existing capabilities to be included in the Enterprise Edition. So there's not going to be any loss of functionality for anyone. And what it means also is that you'll ultimately will be transitioned to the Enterprise Edition going forward. Now the Enterprise Edition, as it's already been marketed, also includes the previously AX platform, AX7. So that's going to be available as well, extended pricing and extended modules, etc. But that's what is going to fall under, basically does fall under the Enterprise Edition today. And a couple of things I wanted to know. The big question is, what is the big advantage now for Dynamics 365? And the whole future of Dynamics 365 is the fact that it is very purpose-built, meaning that it's purposely built to allow you and your organization to adopt new pieces of functionality, new modules as you grow, and as well add new users. So it becomes much more easier to grow your business with the tools that are there. Secondly, highly productive, meaning helping your organization to align the business process with the productivity tools that are in place, such as Office 365, Power BI, and the other tools that you're very familiar with in your business already today. And finally, intelligent. And from an intelligent perspective, Microsoft has been embedding intelligence in the platform today, and in the future will continue to embed intelligence in the platform. And one common example that you are already seeing is many of you are using Outlook today, and Outlook has now been moved to something called Clutter. And what Clutter is basically it's intelligence that's built into Exchange. So it recognizes which emails you're not paying attention to, you're not opening, and it puts it into the Clutter mailbox for you. And that's basically machine learning that Microsoft has embedded into Office Exchange. A little bit more on intelligence. As Microsoft is expanding the use of intelligence throughout the platform, and particularly with Exchange, there's a number of areas that are impacted in a positive way. I'm not going to highlight all these areas that are listed here, but one that I'll bring up is the Relationship Insights. And Relationship Insights is now the ability for, if you can imagine this, as an email user, using email quite frequently, you may not keep in touch with everyone, and you may keep in touch with some individuals quite frequently. Well, what Microsoft is doing is starting to track the interactions that you have and others in your organizations with those customers, clients of yours, to understand who you have the best relationships with, highlighting in green, and those that you haven't contacted most recently. And as machine learning continues to advance, if issues come up, they will organize your email to be literally to address things that are most relevant to you in your email box. So things will be highlighted and help you to better prioritize your workload based on artificial intelligence. So it's pretty exciting stuff. It's sometimes it might be a little bit scary, but as you see how they're using it and what they're doing, it's going to be much more effective for end users, and everyone, I believe, will be extremely delighted with what Microsoft is continually pushing the envelope to do. Lastly, before I turn it over to Lisa so she can get into some of the applications itself, I wanted to mention two things that are new in Dynamics 365, and that's PowerApps and Microsoft Flow. PowerApps is basically the ability for a common user, system administrators, to build apps without code. And that gives them the ability to build simple applications that display data from particularly a CRM entity, might be something that is even combined then with an Office product, and make a connection and ultimately maybe create buttons to close an appointment or something that might be some simple apps like that. And then Microsoft Flow is basically the workflow that takes place between the apps and other services. So, one common example I like to think about is, tweets. So if there was a tweet that came up, think about this hashtag your company that was created, that hashtag your company could be pulled into CRM as either a lead or a case for you to investigate and follow up on. So, it's just a way to start to think about how you can embed things or create flow that takes place outside of your organization, things that you can connect to and then bring into Dynamics 365 and create workflows around that. So with that, from that perspective, I just want to provide a little bit of context for what Microsoft is doing, and I'm going to turn it over to Lisa now so she can talk about sales and service.
Great. Thank you so much, Rob. So as you've heard, Dynamics 365 is comprised of really four, when it comes to CRM, four main business applications, which you can either buy together or separate. And I'm going to be covering just the sales and customer organizations to really sell effectively. And in today's presentation, I'm not going to dive into the details behind all of these. We'll do that in an upcoming session. However, today I want to talk about what's unique to the sales business application that really gives sales teams a leg up on the competition. So salespeople live and breathe in Outlook. And now with Office 365, we have these tools at our fingertips right inside of the business application. So the integrated Office 365 features, if you look at this, it supports an end-to-end sales process right out of the box. So salespeople can track incoming emails, communicate with customers through Skype for Business, take notes while in customer meetings, and then share deal updates with the entire sales team via Yammer. Salespeople are also constantly on the go and multitasking, and the new mobile app provides salespeople with key information anywhere, anytime, using any tablet or phone. And with embedded news and social data and task flows connected to both prospects and clients, salespeople can now make every single second count, and it's very navigable. So it makes it very easy to get to what you want with just a swipe or two. From an IT perspective, deploying mobile apps is now easier than ever for the organization because you no longer have to configure, right, for every single device. The web settings that you set up in sales cascade across all devices. And along with mobile, you now have voice commands. So for example, salespeople just need to say, open Contoso Pharmaceuticals to pull up the account. And you probably use a similar process for making calls when you drive. Now you can easily do that and easily access data and have it read to you. Offline capabilities, of course, are extremely important, and the mobile app provides you with just that. So you can get work done even when there's an interruption in connectivity. Salespeople can create, update, and delete records while they're offline, and then they can synchronize changes when they're able to get back online. We've all seen and experienced how the buying process has changed, and social engagement is now a part of the sales solution, and it helps salespeople easily identify, for example, leads based on what people are saying on social sites, such as Facebook and Twitter. So for example, we can tell the system to show us what individuals are saying about our products and look for phrasing that indicates a potential buyer. So let's say someone posts a message on Facebook that they're interested in Socius's new product and that they're weighing the pros and cons. Social listening will pull that post and present it to the system. And then salespeople can then reach out to that person via social media or LinkedIn or any other means. But the point is these can be captured and then easily turned into leads and opportunities. Insights also includes the ability to automatically update contacts or sales revenue type information, and it provides instant access to recent news from more than 40,000 different third-party resources. about, for example, leads and accounts. All of these capabilities arm sales with valuable information that they can use to then engage prospects and prepare for sales calls. Insights, like I mentioned, is included with the sales application, and it also takes advantage of LinkedIn connections. So in light of the very low response rate of cold calls and emails, being able to get an introduction or referral, right, provides a much better way to reach prospects. The new fall release adds even more capabilities for sales. I want to focus on just two, the first of which includes a partner portal. So for companies that sell through a channel, the portal can facilitate opportunity management, partners can register deals, you can provide leads to your channel, and then you can collaborate with your partner channel, of course, if you have one. The second area is the expanded focus on machine learning, which Rob alluded to earlier. For example, this fall they introduced capabilities like intelligent cross-sell suggestions. So if a customer's purchased certain items or services, the system can suggest to sales other products and services that, based on their actions, right, have a higher propensity to buy. You're also going to see more focus on technology that helps the system identify trends, which will provide this insight to sales, for example, suggesting what leads to go after and why. And here's how it's done. The system is gathering all types of data. So it's looking at creation dates of opportunities, the time between actions taken during a sales cycle, and it's racking and stacking all that information to provide you with a list of leads that have the best likelihood to buy. Okay, so let's transition over to the service module. This module, or excuse me, business application. This application addresses the needs of customer service agents, but also provides tools for field service and those companies that deliver projects as a service. The service solution opens up multiple channels so that you can connect with customers however they want to connect with you. So no matter how they connect, you're able to capture and track activity, which can provide consistent and very personalized service. So just as in the sales application, the service application addresses some core capabilities. Again, please be on the lookout for our upcoming deep dive webinar that we'll do on unified service, where we'll explore all of these in detail. But for right now, I just want to focus on a few of the highlights. The best way for me to communicate the use case for omnichannel is telling you about the Oklahoma City Thunder NBA team. This is a great example of how companies are harnessing many different ways to connect with customers using Dynamics 365. So their VP of Loyalty and Retention was quoted as saying, "We don't treat our fans like a seat number. We want to create genuine, meaningful relationships." So they use CRM to tailor every single communication based on fan favorites. So they're looking at the fans' favorite players, opposing teams, seat sections that they sit in, game days that they attend, as well as their interaction preferences. Maybe that's social or email. Dynamics 365 also tracks attendance on special days. So for example, if a fan attends a game, surprise birthday cupcakes are presented by the mascot. And the net of this is that their Net Promoter Score and customer satisfaction scores, which the NBA League tracks, have doubled since they've implemented the system. And you know, at the end of the day, net, that equals more revenue, more ticket sales for the NBA team. There is now also more of a focus on self-service, making it very easy for you to provide tools so that customers can solve issues on their own. When you purchase the service business application, you also get a customized online portal or customizable online portal that can leverage case creation. It can leverage an organized searchable knowledge base, as well as deliver real-time case updates. You can also provide other types of information like an FAQ or products and service information. These tools enable you to be able to deliver care anywhere, meaning that it doesn't matter if I'm on Facebook, if I'm on your website, or maybe an affiliate's website. As a customer, I can create a case and have the exact same experience. Because the portal sits right on top of D365, you can surface any data that you want to it. So case status, for example, even upsell type opportunities. Hey, you've created 3 help cases in the last 3 months. A support contract might save you money. And just as you want to empower customers with a consistent self-serve experience, you want to empower your agents with a single experience so that they can deliver fast and amazing service, not only from their desktop, but from their own mobile devices. Agents can access every source of information they need across many different environments so that they can provide a more effective standard of service. And the new visual interface makes it super easy for agents to open cases, prioritize cases, escalate those cases, and then track themselves against key performance metrics. So just a little bit more on the knowledge base that I alluded to earlier. These capabilities easily connect agents with the right knowledge when they need it so that they can answer customer questions very easily. So as cases come in, they can be tied to a knowledge base, which automatically is going to serve up articles or additional information that can be shared with that customer. And they can share it in perhaps a co-browsing scenario, or they could send it via email or text as a URL. And this helps your team provide really one version of the truth for both your agents and then, of course, your customers. Capturing and authoring content in the knowledge base is very easy. And you can also analyze how effective the knowledge base is through dashboards, which are also built right in. Again, just like the sales intelligence capabilities that I mentioned in the sales solution, you can apply the same capabilities to the service solution. So the system makes it very easy for you to identify service trends, anticipate different service opportunities, and then gain insight through dashboards and analytics. And I think what's most important is the ability to view illustrated data that tells you something versus looking at a spreadsheet where you have to decipher what the data is telling you. So field service and project service are 2 additional business apps in Dynamics 365, and I'm going to turn the presentation over to Bill Rockwell so that he can highlight those for you.
All right, perfect, Lisa. Thank you for the introduction. And the first step that we're going to take is we're going to discuss field services and project services. And, you know, at the heart of field service is the ability to schedule and dispatch a field technician. And we have the ability to organize and find available resources by any number of categories, including skill sets, geography, or even by a customer preference. Using the drag and drop schedule board allows dispatchers to assign resources and set up schedules for multiple work orders utilizing a map or a list view. And dispatching technicians using optimized routes and skill-based assignments to intelligently balance workload and resources. Intelligent allocation of people, teams, and resources based on your business rules defined by customer, organizational, or regulatory requirements. And so you can drag and drop that schedule board and allow dispatchers to assign resources and set up schedules for multiple work orders utilizing a list or a map view, and real-time visualization and status indicators enable rapid and efficient reallocation response to changes or emergency situations, and enterprise class routing optimization for larger and more complex field service organizations. And here's a quote from Mobile Enterprise. Every time a service organization or company rolls a truck to a customer, it costs that organization over $1,000. When you aren't able to solve the problem on that first initial visit, you are flushing another $1,000 down the drain. So with numbers this big, the ROI for improving key productivity metrics is fast and dramatic for your organization, with organizations who are utilizing field service technicians. And so giving text and customer insights and guidance and that mobile field enablement, providing service technicians with complete customer insight, real-time guidance, and cross-team collaboration. And you, in your organization, providing service technicians with complete customer insight, real-time guidance, and cross-team collaboration with seamless store and forward capabilities on any mobile device. This is not limited to a Windows phone, though. iPhone, Apple, or Android also you're going to be able to utilize with field service. And the goal here is to drive the customer satisfaction by giving technicians the knowledge needed to deliver customers access to the history and details they need and the ability to easily transform information to the back office. Operational business intelligence also is going to enable field agents to provide the best possible customer experience, leveraging the built-in features of each device with integrated applications. Native apps provide better access to device resources for a more robust offline user experience. Seamless store and forward capabilities coupled with optimized memory usage as well as the ability to leverage all device capabilities including barcode scanners, RFID readers, credit card readers, and more. The Mobile Enterprise stated that a lot of field service organizations have also started seeing mobility solutions as a way of gaining competitive advantage over their peers. And having that real-time visibility into critical operations help these organizations to make smarter decisions, have fewer issues with data integrity and quality, all in addition to realizing their organizational productivity gains. And mobility is really a game changer in the world of field service. Technicians need to be nimble in the field. The ability to have complete customer insight and real-time guidance is required to empower the technician and give the customer the best possible experience. And seamless store forward capabilities along with leveraging all device capabilities including barcode scanners, RFID readers, and credit card readers really give the technician the tools to get the job done and delight the customer in the process to increase that customer satisfaction. So visibility and efficiency. Centrally manage all users and devices, remote data wipes, and platform agnostic insight into performance equipment failure and inventory. Efficiency for a business is key. And with field service, customers can centrally manage all users and devices regardless of platform and perform remote data wipes for lost or stolen devices. They also can gain insight into the multiple facets of field service, ranging from agent performance, equipment failure, and parts inventories to routing and scheduling. Customers also can analyze sales, marketing, supply chain data to drive continuous service quality improvements and revenue optimization as well. So you're going to be able to manage your technicians around the cloud. Big data and mobility, more work orders and resources with fewer dispatchers and innovations. Real-time visibility into KPIs with drill down to expose detail keeps the organizations focused. And remote administration with no-code customization when business changes quickly creates new customizations once with no coding and instantly update to all mobile platforms. Central management of all users and devices regardless of platform, including remote data wipe or lost or stolen devices. Insights into multiple facets of field service from agent performance through equipment failures, parts inventories, and routing and scheduling can also be analyzed, along with sales and marketing and supply chain data, can drive continuous service quality improvement and revenue optimization. The goal of field service has really changed, and they now want to create a long tail of services that capitalize on internet-enabled devices. Involves intricate levels of service and goes beyond fix it when it goes down and into building new levels of customer engagement. And so we have resource capabilities, detached schedule support, shared resources across field and project service, out-of-the-box business process, and mobile enhancements. So with resource capabilities, proficiency and competency levels can be defined and set as requirements in any given work order, ensuring that the right tech is scheduled for a specific job for that specific type of customer. You have detailed scheduling support. This is going to allow you to create the ability to support time allocation outside of a work order, such as a lunch or supply provisioning, eliminating empty work orders. Shared resources across field and project service. Field and project services share a resource pool where the time scheduled for shared resources will be surfaced in each application for visibility. Now also they have a shared pool with Office 365 as well with your Outlook calendar. You're going to be able to utilize the scheduling and calendar within field and project services to have that information or that scheduled resources pushed across into your Outlook in a one-way direction. You have out-of-the-box business processes, tight and integration and alignment between CRM incident management and work order means there's a visual workflow from case creation to completion to the work order. And then mobile enhancements. Drive scheduling enhances and declutters the user experience by displaying fewer upcoming work orders. And so next what we want to be able to dive in here to is project service or project service automation. And project service automation is an end-to-end solution that provides project-based organizations a single system of customer engagement for sales, resourcing, delivery, and billing. Project service automation is an integrated customer experience for organizations that deliver customer-facing, revenue-focused, project-based services including planning, estimating and pricing multiple-day projects, optimizing resource utilization, tracking and approving project tasks and finances, and monitoring performance metrics. As project-based organizations and service delivery businesses are people-first businesses, ensuring the rich, collaborative internal and external interactions that deliver value at each stage of the project lifecycle, the critical tenet of customer engagement model. It is equally critical to empower the customers and employees to engage through their medium of choice whenever and wherever to increase that productivity for improved efficiency and successful project experiences. And one of the key takeaways here is that project service enables this by bringing the people, the process, and technology together through value at each point of engagement along the project lifecycle and beyond. And so as you can see within the actual PowerPoint and in this slide, you're going to be able to track an entire customer from the beginning stages, from the lead to the opportunity to creating the quote to getting that quote signed by your customer, by then creating and project planning to all of a sudden now we're going to be able to schedule out the different resources that we're going to be able to utilize for this specific project for the specific customer. You're going to be able to utilize team collaboration to be able to see, especially if there's multiple resources involved in this project, have the team collaborate and be able to see exactly where each one of those team members may have left off with that specific customer. You're also going to be able to track any type of time and expenses as well for this customer and for your resources, and really taking you from the time you created a lead to opportunity to the sale, to the scheduling of the project, to the time and expenses, all the way to where we're going to be able to see the analytics or the return on investment for specific types of projects, or the analytics for the projects for your organization. And so with the project service automation, what I wanted to be able to do is really kind of walk you through an end-to-end scenario from the perspective of different roles within your organization. So the first role, being an account manager or a sales rep, this is going to allow you to be able to, first off, see any type of where this lead or where this opportunity started. What were the communications by the sales rep to be able to start working towards a project for that specific customer on the customer end. You're also going to be able to see any type of communication or documents that have been laid out with the customer and with the sales rep as you're moving forward as the account manager. And thanks to seamless integration with the sales app in Dynamics 365 and visibility in sales pipeline, your account manager and service sales leads can now easily analyze and prioritize a consulting project opportunity at one of your larger customers. So you're really able to, as an account manager, be able to see exactly where this project has started, who's been involved with the actual project on the front end of this project. And so with the customer collaboration portal, the introductions of portals allow your customers to engage and collaborate with account managers in real time on the status and approval of quotes. They can review and update and scope resource requirements together. You can exchange private and public notes, and the fact that you both can be working on the same platform allows complete visibility to both stakeholders within your own organization and within the customers that you're working with. Also, the customer can now check the status of the entire project lifecycle, including invoices, any type of quotes, any type of change orders. And this allows your sales team to focus on the value add specifics as opposed to the paper trail, and empowering your teams and customers by providing a 360 view to the relationship and building trust with your customers. And then time and materials and fixed rate and fixed fee projects. Working with your customer on scope and definition for joint sales and for project manager can decide upon a time and material for your project or any of the other types available and mobilize the pre-sales activities based upon tangible project plans. A project manager on your team can finalize the estimates based on the high-level scope by quickly tweaking the project templates used for similar project types by reconciling the overall practice sales goals and revenue versus cost projections. They can offer competitive terms with high level of confidence for those fixed fees and for the time and materials for a specific project for a customer of your organization. So one of the things that you're going to be able to do once the quote was signed and thanks to the updated skills profile of the consultants and complete visibility to relevant resources available, resources can now be automatically assigned to the projects with the optimal team members. Details including resource costs, billable rates, performance data, prior project team members provide a level of insights that can help enable projects successful relationship while formulating teams with the organization for your specific customer. Obviously, this can go through a project manager or a resource manager to do this manually through the approval step for them to make any edits or decide to form a custom team with the same insights that ran the automated engine. You can find a project app empowers your team members to self-discover and apply for their potential next project by ranking recommendations based on updated skills, track record of project performance, and collaboration. And first and foremost, what Microsoft is looking to be able to do in automated and self-selection resourcing, Microsoft is resounding theme across every investment made into Dynamics 365 is this example. Now that the project is underway, the customer consulting teams can collaborate using Office 365 productivity tools, including Office groups that auto-created with from project plans and calendar entries. So as soon as that you're able to schedule a resource, that resource can have an automated schedule appointment directly put into their office across the different types of platforms, and also create team tasks including access to documents and for conversations either with Skype, SharePoint, across the way as well. Timely updates on project deliverables and status have helped mediate risks in a very timely manner for organizations utilizing project service as well. And that's going to do it for project service and for field service. Now, once again, just as Lisa was stating previously, we're going to have more in-depth webinars moving forward as well. So please be on the lookout for that. And next, we have the Internet of Things, IoT.
Great. Thanks so much, Bill. Appreciate that. So IoT stands for Internet of They are actually IoT devices. So Coca-Cola, right, is able to measure things like how much people encapsulate IoT. At the end of the day, for those of you that
Hey, Lisa, we're having trouble with your audio. It keeps cutting in and out.
Oh, I'm sorry. How about now?
I can hear you now.
Very good. My apologies. I was saying that you can apply a device to a product or an area like an attic.
Hey, sorry about that, everyone. Well, this is Misty. I'm Misty Clark. Hi, Lisa. Sorry, you cut out again.
Okay, my apologies. I'm not quite sure what's happening with audio. So I will transition to Misty in the interest of time, and she's going to talk about transitioning to Dynamics 365.
Well, hello again. So yes, I'm Misty Clark, and I am the Client Experience Consultant for you. So what I'm here to do is just tell you a little bit more about the transition process. So I know, Steve, one thing that last time the slide was up, you asked a question if there was a jump in price, and don't worry, we're going to get to that. So Rob just went over this slide a few minutes ago, but I just wanted to come back and highlight this and go back and talk about the fact that Business Edition is just going to be for our new CRM customers. So everybody that's on the line right now, you guys are going to be focused on this Enterprise Edition. So I hope that that can help alleviate some of the confusion that's out there, because all existing CRM SKUs that are out there right now are going to be transitioned to the Enterprise slide, the Enterprise plan. So if we can just look at the next slide. This is just a little snapshot, a look into the Dynamics 365 pricing structure, but one thing to note is that there is going to be transition pricing discounts for everyone, or not for everyone, but it will be applied, and it's going to be based on what you guys have now and what you guys want to move up into. So right now there are two ways to license Dynamics 365. It can be by application or it can be by a personalized role. So this role-based licensing is designed to help you support your employees in the way that their roles fit into the real world. So right now, or to date anyway, software has been licensed by application, but now this role-based licensing provides users with full usage rights to like PowerApps and Microsoft Flow, and this helps to compose new apps and easily extend and modify the existing ones. This new pricing breakdown can also help improve your ROI because you only pay once for access to the capability you need, regardless of which application it resides on. So
Dynamics 365 licensing is also going to be designed to be inclusive to meet the needs of employees who may not need to be full users or any business application, they may not need all business applications.